Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just want a morning run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel. The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. We are here to help you see the new you. This is Sonny Jaldon streaming live from San Jose, California.
And this is Haydee Lumayno streaming live from Metro Cebu. And you are watching Money and
Money
More.
and More. Welcome everybody to another episode of Money and More. Wow, time flies so fast. No, we are at our seventh or eighth episode.
Eighth episode.
Our eighth episode. So, bilis ng panahon, no? How was your week, Heidi? How are you?
Well, I had a very life-threatening week, no? You know that.
Wow, okay.
And well, okay lang, no? So, life must go on and na-overcome naman natin. So, thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Ikaw, anong nangyari sa'yo last weekend?
Nothing to me, but for a loved one, no, we had a crisis averted. No, when a test came back negative. So that's good, no. Anytime a test result comes out negative, that's always good, no. That means that this underlies the importance of having of pre-screening, no, and the annual medical checkup. Okay. Here's states, at least we are lucky, no, that we have the facilities, no, the healthcare system here provides some sort of coverage that is preventive and diagnostic at the same time, right? Because we have to understand, no, that a medical emergency kasi, especially for critical illness, can be backbreaking and debilitating for many families, no, especially those with limited incomes, no, those with dependents and very little savings. It just takes one critical illness, no, for
Agree,
to
no?
yeah.
Tama ka dyan, Sunny, no? And, I came across a very interesting survey, Sunny, that showed na in a medical emergency, 54% of the Filipinos pay from their own pocket, no? And 34% would always rely from PhilHealth, and there's only 12% na who has a personal hospitalization plan. And
Okay.
I remember nung sinabi ni Jong Merida last week, our guest, no, he emphasized talaga the
Mm.
importance of preparing for the eventuality of especially sa critical illness, no, kasi
Yeah, yeah.
oo nga, tama naman siya kasi before we get out of the picture, the odds that if we will get sick,
Mm.
and we are unprepared for it, our families will shoulder the burden, no? They will suffer the cost for the very expensive hospital or medical bills. Kasi nga, yung healthcare system natin sa Philippines is not that ready,
Mm.
unlike the other countries, no? So, talagang mahirap if magkasakit dito sa Philippines.
Yun ang sabi, no? So we have to be prepared for that, no? Some people are lucky though, no? Because they have their employers give them some sort of health care, no? Whether it's PhilHealth contributions or with an HMO, no? That's why for those who are employed, maybe it's a good idea to talk to HR to see what coverage, their HMO provides, and baka you'll be able to see some gaps, no, in your coverage. But many more are not so lucky, no, and they would rely on government or PhilHealth. Government or PhilHealth, no, can provide some relief, but also not very much, no. So therefore, the solution is to take personal responsibility for your own health care, no. You mentioned it, no, that only 12%, maybe even less, no, have their own personal plan. So I would encourage our viewers, no, to have that conversation with your financial advisor or even with your HR, no, and getting your own personal plan. There are many fears, no, of having that conversation, but go ahead and do it. You will be surprised. No, you can be surprised that many plans, basic plans that give basic coverage, no, can be within your budget. So have that conversation with them.
Yeah, kasi most of the time, no, pag you'll be struck with critical illness or
Mm.
you need to go to a medical, treatment. If you're not prepared for it, usually nagpapas-dahat yung mga friends, no,
Right.
for that matter. And I think it is very fitting that we talk about critical illness because
Mm.
of the current pandemic, Sunny. But
Mm. That's right.
even before the COVID, though, yung critical illness diagnosis can be really very traumatizing na
That's
for
true.
the stuff for sufferers and their families. So today we are very lucky and we are very fortunate that we will be hearing two stories of cancer warriors, no, whose lives have changed because of their diagnosis.
Yeah.
So for me, they are real heroes kasi hindi siya it's not that hindi madali yung pinagdadaanan nila, and yet they're brave enough, courageous enough to come to our show to talk about it, no.
Right. Yeah. So this is still in observance of Life Insurance Consciousness Month. No. Protecting yourself is one of the themes, yeah, of Life Insurance Consciousness Month. But also, for those who don't know, it is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. No. So we're
Correct.
hitting two birds with one
Agree.
stone. All right. Let's hear their stories from them. No. Our first guest is currently, the Visayas team head of SME banking, the SME banking department of Union Bank Philippines, a former territory manager of Ilam Life Cebu, and currently working from home in Ronda, Cebu. No, all right, and proud mother of 3 adult children, ages 26, 23, and 21. She's a graduate of BS-ARC from the University of San Carlos, Cebu in 1988. Welcome to the show, Miss Camille Cordero-Taylor. Hi, Ma'am Camille.
Hello, good
Hi, Miss
evening,
Camille.
Oh, great to see you.
Sunny and Heidi. Long time
Hello,
no
hello,
see.
hello.
Yeah, hello.
So,
Hello, everyone. Everyone
course
watching.
din ako, architecture sa San Carlos. Wow.
Yes, but I
Oh,
never
wow.
got the chance to practice.
How are you, Miss Camille?
I'm good, really, really good. No, working from home in my hometown, so I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kanindot, no? Ronda is ilang kilometers ba yan from
It's
Cebu City?
80 kilometers from the city. It's about 2.5 hours
Oh
travel.
my God. So tapos
Yeah.
malapit lang yung beach diyan sa lugar niyo, Miss Camille, right?
Actually, yes. It's just a few kilometers from Alboal as well, the
Oh,
white
okay.
Wow.
sand beaches.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm living the
Yan,
life.
yan ang tunay na work from home, no? Work
Yes.
from
Yes,
wherever, no?
Yes.
Wow, you're
yes,
Sana
that's
yes.
lucky for
all.
you, no?
Sana
Sana
all.
Sana
all.
all.
Yeah,
Alam ko.
I'm thankful to Union Bank, my employer, who allowed me to, work from here.
Uh,
So so long as they allow me to work from home, then I'll be here.
wow, sana
Wow.
sana all nga ang life, no?
Sana
Yung
Sana
gano'n.
all. 'Di ba?
yeah.
So, also tonight, no, we will be joined by a good friend. No, what I know of is she's one of the most sought after event hosts. No, a registered financial planner of Film Life also, and a certified investment solicitor, a good friend and a colleague. Let's all welcome Miss Fritzie Licayan.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi, everyone.
Fritzie.
Hi, Ma'am Fritzie.
Hi, Sunny. Hi, Hides. Hi, Camille.
How are
Hi,
How are
Fritz.
It's great to
you?
see you. Right. How have
I'm
you
good.
been?
I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Wow,
also working
nice
from
hair,
home.
nice hair, Fritzy.
Yes. Yes. I'm
That's a
also working
change.
from home. We have a
Yeah,
beach nearby, but it's not white sand.
I know, right? Alam mo ba sana, neighbors kami ni Fritzy.
Oh, really?
We
Wow.
ilang,
are a
ilang
stone's
steps
throw
lang.
away.
Yeah, pwedeng
Yes.
lakarin actually.
Ganun. Eh,
So,
sana nagsama na lang kayo sa isang lugar.
Pwede.
isang
Pwede.
lugar nga, di ba? Isang lugar kasi magkapit-bahay kami.
That's great.
But anyway,
Uh,
yeah,
it's
good to
great to
see
see
you,
you both.
ladies.
Yeah, it's good to see you both, no? In good health, no? Thank you for being on the show. I first I must admit, no, that I have great admiration for both of you for coming out to share your story, no. It takes a lot of courage for you to come out in public, especially with the stigma, no, of cancer. You wouldn't know it. Looking at both of you right now, no, you're in the pink tayo lahat, in the pink of health, looking good, no. But there's a certain stigma of being a cancer survivor, no. You've battled, no, this the big C, and it must have been a very what's this? It must have been quite a journey, no. Let's start with Ma'am Camille. No? Can you tell us a little bit about your life prior, no, to your diagnosis?
Well, actually, I was just an employee, a mom of three.
Mm-hmm.
I was widowed before and remarried, and my three kids are grown up na. No, at that time, as you've said, my eldest was 26, the second one is 23, and then my youngest is 21. So it was just like I'm an ordinary person working, being an employee, happy with where I was, and everything was just okay for me at that time. No.
Okay. All right. How about you, Ma'am Fritzy?
Um, I was also a
Or
like what Heidi said. We are colleagues. Yeah, Fritzie and Camille na lang san. Um,
Fritzy?
I'm a financial advisor, so I don't have kids. I've never been married, so busy with the career. So we're working as a financial advisor, a registered financial planner, and an investment solicitor. So
Okay.
yun.
All right. So, tell us about that now. So you're living your lives, your extraordinary lives. But what happened? How did you get diagnosed? What are the circumstances that led to your diagnosis?
Um, in my case, no, we
Hmm.
have our regular, di ba, there's a regular annual physical exam, no,
Okay.
of our, yes, medical insurance from the company. So
All right. When
every
was this, Ma'am
year,
Camille? When was this?
2019,
2019. Okay.
when I was diagnosed. Yeah, but
All right.
prior to that, every year I am very religious in complying
Mm.
with the physical exams, no, everything, mammo, ultrasound, and everything else. Um, 2018, the lumps in my breast were still benign, no? So it was only found out just a year after that it was already malignant. So it just took a year for the cancer to grow. So that's how fast, if I may say, that's how fast a cancer would grow, no?
Mm.
Considering that I'm very religious with annual checkups and mammograms and ultrasound.
Okay.
So that's why, yeah, it's important to, to have at least every year mammogram and the ultrasound, the breast ultrasound.
Okay. What was going through your mind that time, na Ma'am Camille? Camille, no?
Mm.
When you received that diagnosis, what was going through your mind?
Uh, it was a long process because at first the doctor told me during the ultrasound that she was looking at something that isn't good. So
Okay.
okay, I wasn't. I already had the inkling that it could be it, no? And then she said you have to go through a core needle biopsy to be sure. So after that, I had a core needle biopsy. Then when I got the result, I still couldn't understand carcinoma. So like, what's carcinoma? I had to Google it, and there I learned it was cancer. And
Mm-hmm.
I sent the result right away to my gynecologist, and she told me in 2 words, it's cancer. So like that was it was I was blank for a while. It was blank for a while. Um, but it didn't affect me that much. I mean, like I thought, okay, then let's just take it out. That's what I told my OB-GYN at that time. No, I didn't want to put room for fear or anxiety. Parang I just wanted to move on right away. Okay, that's there. It's there. Let's take it out, you know.
Okay. I would assume no that it was really very hard for you considering that you have children, Miss Camille.
Mm.
So how was it? How did you open this up to your family?
I told my kids, no, but I think they just showed a face, no. I really don't know how they felt. But what I told them was that yeah, it's cancer and then I want it taken out. And then they said, okay, just have it taken out. That's all. So that's how they told me what they felt. But I really don't know what the kids felt at that time. But they were so brave in front of me at that time.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, thank you for that, Miss Camille. Let's go to Miss Fritzie. You made mention earlier that you're single, never been married. So, um, what was on your mind when you received that diagnosis?
Diagnosis. Well, how did I learn about that I had cancer? Well,
Yes,
unlike
yes.
Camille, I didn't have a regular checkup, but I would, when we take a bath, we would, you know, wash our body. So I would feel that there are certain lumps in
Mm.
my armpit, or they call it axilla. And,
Mhm.
but it was kind of common to me because the ladies, di ba you notice that, hides, Camille, sometimes we have lumps in our armpit area, especially during our periods or when we have cough or colds. So I didn't mind it at first. But I
Mhm.
later on, that was in 2018. In 2019, I noticed that the lumps were becoming bigger. The lump became bigger, and it was, at first kasi it was floating, but later it became stuck to my skin discolored. um Medyo nag ano na siya, it basta you can see it from the outside already. And I was not very brave in going to the doctor, to tell you honestly. But later on, I felt some pain. in it. That's when I decided to have it checked. And when I have it checked, it was a surgeon that first took a look at it. Like Camille, I had to go through a biopsy also, a fine needle and a core needle biopsy. And when I got the result, the words were malignant neoplasm.
Oh.
I knew what malignant meant already. So, but just to be sure, I Googled, I remember I was there in the hospital and I Googled what it meant. And then immediately after that, because my doctor's clinic is very near the hospital, I went to his clinic. And he told me, I'm sorry to have to tell you that it is cancer. So it was very, para kang, it will not sink in right away. Parang, or when it sinks in, there were so many emotions that came. Parang, am I dying already? What's going to happen
Yeah.
to my family? Can we afford this? There's so many things that comes to your mind. So, yeah, yun.
Yeah, I remember that day when we talked about it, no, and we couldn't help but
Yeah.
shed tears. And yeah, that was I know that was very tough on both your part, no, but upon learning this, how did you how were you able to have that acceptance, and if you and then how did you prepare yourself for the journey ahead?
Well, in
Firstly, sige.
go sige
Oh,
Fritz, go ahead. Go
Miss
ahead. Go
okay,
Fritz,
ahead.
mine.
yes.
um, Firstly, I had to tell my family because I think they're the very first person who needs to know, and they'll be your support system, And I remember the doctors telling me, when you come back to the clinic, have somebody with you, um, and that's why I had to tell my family first. And to be honest, I was not comfortable talking to talking to other people about about it. So it took a
Mm.
while for me whether I should tell people, whether I should tell my office mates, whether I should tell my friends, who among my friends should know. So it was a process really of part of it acceptance. How did I prepare for it? So um, when I went to the doctor, the doctors would tell you what tests to go through, what to expect. And I didn't just go to one doctor. I went to two doctors. In fact, I wanted to go to a third doctor, but I was so tired already kasi ang hahaba ng pila ng mga oncologists. So I wanted to make sure that the treatment the treatment plan that they have told me that I will go through will be more or less similar from one doctor to another. So, parang at least kampante ka that is this a good decision to go through this kind of treatment? So I wanted to understand it. I wanted to know what was going to happen to me. And slowly also as I understand what was going to happen to me and what was the impact of the treatment I'm going through, I started to talk to people also. And somehow, when I talk to people, there's just a release ba? It's not as heavy anymore.
Hmm.
It's not as scary anymore. So yun.
Yeah. What about you, Miss Camille?
No, first because it was my OB-GYN who told me it was cancer. So I called her right away. My OB-GYN is Doctora Eleanor Casquejo, and then I told her I want it taken out. And then she said, yeah, let's take it out. And then she said, and then I told her, find me a surgeon. And then she said, yeah, I'll find you a surgeon. And of course, I'll get you an oncologist. So she gave me the name of a surgeon and she gave me a name of the oncologist. Um, so I had to schedule to see them. Funny thing was, that was June 2, no? I already had a ticket for Canada at that time for a visit to my family's husband. So I was thinking, oh my God, I have a trip. We were leaving in June 6, and that was June 2. So I told my OB-GYN, I want to do this trip. It's just going to be 2 weeks. And we'll do the surgery after when I'm back. And then she said, yeah, I think okay lang naman siguro for a 2-week vacation because it's already, planned out. Um, so I had to like make a schedule. You know how difficult to make a schedule of going to a trip and then thinking that when you come back, it's going to be an operation. I had to have a mastectomy coming back, but I made sure I made arrangements before I left. No, so when I come back, it's already na ang mastectomy or the surgery at that time.
Oh, wow. So, so what happened was, parang, tuloy pa rin ang, well,
Yeah,
life
tuloy
goes
pa
on pa
rin.
rin, no?
Tuloy pa rin yung biyahe.
Tuloy pa rin ang biyahe
Yeah,
na
because
kuwan. It's
um
like,
I was talking to my kids, especially my daughter who is in the stage. She said, "Mom, I don't think 2 weeks would matter because." I said, "Yeah, I want to go do surgery," and then she said, "2 weeks won't matter. Why don't you just enjoy the trip and just do the surgery after?" So I took the trip and I tried to enjoy every minute of it. It didn't affect me at all. It's just a matter of mindset. Na this is a trip. This isn't something that you can do every day. So I had the trip. We went to Canada. My husband and I went to Canada, and then I flew from Canada to the US to visit my daughter and back to Canada. So, di ba?
Travel galore.
Naglagkar. Yes.
tuloy pa rin, no?
Yes, tuloy pa rin, tuloy pa rin.
Pero
So,
that's very admirable, ha? Despite the fact that you have learned
Yeah.
about what you're going through and what's going to be the next step after that, yung medical treatments mo, it seems like you would want to enjoy life to its fullest.
yes, because Merg, there's no room for you to be sad, to be worried. So no, didn't I did not allow myself to be worried about it, even if I mean you cannot dwell on worrying. So ang sa akin lang, I went to the travel and then let's face it, let's do whatever has to be done, no? And move on and continue life. I can't afford to lose me because my kids already lost their dad. And so I have to live. No, that was the thing that I really wanted to do. But there's no room for me to to be sick or to go somewhere else. I have to be here for the kids.
Okay. All right.
Wow, amazing.
Hmm.
What about
So,
you, Miss Fritz? Ano yung how did you prepare yourself for the journey?
I remember the doctors would always tell you, Fritzie, do not be depressed. It's very important that you keep a positive mindset throughout your healing journey, because your mental health is just as important as your physical health. So yun lang talaga. But well, I will have to be honest. In the first few weeks, I would be crying. I would be very worried, and then slowly, kasi when you talk to your doctors, they tell you, first, there's a lot of treatment for breast cancer. There's a very high percentage of survival for this. We just have to go through the treatment. So, as I gained information, and also I had to prepare my body. I had to choose healthier food. I had to, you know, be as healthy as I can in terms of my diet, in terms of taking as much rest as I can, not to get worried as much as I can. Yun nga, because the doctor told me na, and I had to go back again to praying, Hides and Son, because dun naman tayo babalik at the end of the day, dun tayo huhugot ng lakas, di ba?
Strength,
of course.
yes.
Yun, yes. Oo.
Right. So, since this is a financial show, no, this is for the both of you. Maybe you can answer because it might be different, no. But could you break it down, no, the cost of treatment, no, just to give our viewers an overview, of how much they need to prepare, no, because the odds are against, as we said, no, in our last show, kasi the odds are against us, especially if you have a family history, that you will get sick. and you will be diagnosed with a critical illness, no, somewhere in your lifetime. No, so could you break down the financial cost, no, of the treatments that one can expect, no, maybe from your experience or maybe from your from what you know, no, what to expect to prepare in
I
case, you know, of diagnosis.
I let Camille go ahead.
Oh, okay. uh, of course, the consideration there was, in my case, the first
Mm,
thing that we had to do was surgery.
okay.
So yeah, so the surgery, because I have a medical insurance in my company, so it wasn't that much of a worry on my side, no.
Okay, you're one
So
of
we
the
did
lucky
the
ones.
surgery. Yeah, we did the surgery. The cost, if I, although I didn't pay for anything, but the cost would be between 60 to 80,000 for a single breast
Okay.
surgery at that time. And I have to budget for the following chemo sessions. My doctor told me that I may need 8 cycles of chemotherapy, no
Okay.
more radiation. So she told me that there are two types of chemotherapy, no? They call one is an AC combi. It's an adriamycin and cyclosporophamide combination. That's the one that is more affordable. It will cost you around 15,000 per
Per
cycle.
cycle. Okay.
Yeah. And then there is this other one, the docetaxel, would cost you between 50,000 to 60,000 per cycle.
Okay.
So what the doctor told me was we can mix, like maybe the first three would be the AC combi, and then the
Okay.
next five would be docetaxel. Because I told her that maybe my medical insurance might not be able to cover everything.
Okay.
So we budgeted like, okay, let's just do the AC combi first, because at by September the cycle of my medical insurance would go back to zero. So then I'm covered again. So then we
Okay.
can do the docetaxel. No, but
Mhm.
at first I was so worried because what if it would not, hindi kakayanin ng budget ng ng medical insurance ko, because
Right.
there's only a limit. It's only 100. In our case, there was only 160,000 for
Maximum benefit limit.
maximum benefit for the hospital, and I
Right.
already had my surgery,
Mm-hmm.
diba? So what's
Mhm.
left? Konti na lang talaga, and the chemo will go every 3 weeks. So we had to count. Yeah, we had to count. My doctor, my oncologist, and I had to count to make sure na pasok siya. So only to learn from my HR that when you're diagnosed with a critical illness, um, the limit is doubled.
Okay.
Oh.
So
Yun yung
it was
program
a
na
relief.
nakuha niyo.
Yun
It's
yung program ng
Nila,
HR.
ng
Okay.
HR, because us, we don't know, 'di ba? When you're an employee, you don't really care much about the coverage and whatever because it's there, no? So it was a good thing na it's going to be doubled
Right.
if
Yeah.
there's a critical illness.
So, doing a quick calculation lang, Ma'am Camille, no? So, you had your 60 to
Mm-mm.
80,000 for the surgery. That's the surgery alone without the incrementals. And then you have the expensive chemo that you said that will run for 8 cycles at around 60,000. That's another 480,000. So we for that, for quick calculation lang, that will probably set you back mga 600 to 700,000, no? 600 to 700,000 for the entire cycle, for the entire treatment, if that's the case. And that's quite an eye opener because a lot of our maybe some of our viewers or a lot of our viewers, no, may not have that amount, no, set aside in an emergency fund, or are not as lucky as you, no, to have your critical illness benefit as an employee doubled, no, during in coverage, no, doubled. So I think it's a good idea, no, to take a look at, as and I keep on telling this to our viewers, no, to have that conversation with HR. Ano ba ang benefit ko? Ano bang benefit ko? What do I
Yes.
what is your
Yes.
ano bang binibigay ng kwan? What is the benefit that the company gives? Number one, so that I'll be able to see the gaps in my coverage, ano bang kulang. Because from your testimony, kailangan ko pala ng mga 600 to 700,000 in case, no? So maybe HR will not be able to provide for all of that. And secondly, if I don't, what personal steps do I need to take, no? So that I can have that fund on hand in case of a diagnosis, because we never know when this is going to happen. Tama po ba?
Yes. No one will know.
Right,
You will
exactly.
never know.
Actually, San, yung coverage kasi ng company, may ceiling 'yan, no? So,
Yes, okay.
coverage for the hospitalization. So, if and when, better talaga na apart from the hospitalization that the company has given you, meron ding critical illness fund. Kasi lump sum amount 'yon na ibibigay for
Right.
those who will be diagnosed of critical illness. Now, we've heard Miss Camille's yung journey niya, and the coverage that she got from her company, no? What about you, Fritz? How was it?
Yeah, I agree with you, Hides, when you said
Mm-mm.
that aside from enjoying the benefits of what your company can give you, you need to take a look and get your own personal coverage as well. Kasi what happened to me is, sa akin, my surgery came in the middle of my chemo session. So, for me, I had 6 chemo sessions. And then, after my third chemo session, I had my surgery. And after that, I proceeded to sessions 4, 5, and 6. And I had radiation therapy. So, but you have to remember that before we start with chemo, there are so many tests, from your blood work to mammogram, ultrasound, biopsy. And I
Right.
counted that. Wala pang chemo, more or less 100,000 na
Okay.
in cost. Test preparing it for your chemo. Then after that, my chemo session, like Camille, pareha kami ng medicine, except lang, nauna si mamahalin sa akin. So first 3 sessions was the docetaxel, which is the expensive medicine. And then sessions 4 to 6, kaya sabi ko, bakit ganito yung effect sa akin? Bakit sa iyo hindi? So, baliktad kami ng medicine na unang si mahal, tapos yung cheaper one came in on sessions 4 to 6 with me. My most expensive chemo session was about 74,000, 75,000. My first
Wow.
session. And that was because I was admitted. I was an inpatient. It was an inpatient procedure because my doctor wanted to monitor me, how I would respond to the first chemo session. But the other chemo sessions were outpatient procedures already. Usually it would last about 4 hours. Then after that, yung pinakamahal, 75,000. And then after the cheaper sessions were probably, like what Camille said, about 50,000, 50, 60, only because you have to realize that when you go through chemo, there's an effect to your body. And one of the effects is it lowers your blood count. It lowers your white blood cells. And when that happens, you have to get additional injection shots to bring it to normal levels. And that's an expensive and a painful shot.
Wow.
Yes, it would cost around, right, Cam, about 5,000-6,000 per
6,000
injection shot.
per
Yes,
injection.
Hospital price 6,000. And then
In the middle,
some-
in the middle.
Yes, in the middle. And then sometimes, so after that, you will be asked to have a CBC again. Pag okay na, then you'll be prepared for the next chemo session. Pero pag hindi pa, the doctor will again ask you to have another injection shot. Imagine some cancer patients would have the shot for about seven times. So that's 7 times 6. And that's not chemo medicine. That's medicine in support to your chemo. So
That's a
yun yung
lot.
cost. That's a
Right.
lot. Yes.
That's a
And
lot.
then Correct. And then after that, I had my surgery. Mas maling surgery ko than Camille's. My surgery was, my doctor told me to prepare for 150,000.
Okay.
So more or less,
So
it was
more
in
or
that.
less, how much did you spend for that, Fritz?
All in all, including my radiation therapy, kasi Camille didn't go through radiation. I had to go through radiation because cancer has spread to my lymph nodes.
Mm.
So to make sure hindi siya kakalat, I had to go through radiation therapy.
Right.
So all
Okay.
in all, I computed without discounts, without PhilHealth, it would probably cost you about 700 to 800,000.
Right. Okay.
But I
Wow.
was able to bring it lower because of PhilHealth and because of my PWE discount. Siguro mga a little over 500,000
Well,
on my
regardless,
side.
that's still a substantial amount, no, that one has to
Oo.
prepare for, no. That's
Yes.
essentially out of pocket expense, no, if if you're not
You
prepared
don't
for it,
have the
right?
coverage.
If you don't have
Yeah.
the coverage.
And
Okay.
Sunny, if I may add,
Yeah, go
if I
ahead.
may add, I had both an HMO plan and a critical illness coverage. And I was very, very grateful to have both. Why? Because though a lot of my expenses were covered by my HMO, you have to realize what Camille said, our sessions are every 3 weeks. And my HMO limit refreshes every 30 days.
Mm.
So, for example, my limit is about 100,000 MBL, maximum benefit limit. That
Right.
means, so for my first session, it's 74, right? It's almost 100,000 already. And within the month, I will be scheduled for my next session. In fact, hindi na in-honor ng HMO ko my second session. I had to get it from my critical illness coverage.
Right. So
That's the importance of having both benefit from your company and your own coverage also.
all right. Let's talk more
Okay.
about that now when we get back from we'll
Yeah.
talk more with Camille and Fritzie now about all of this now when we get back from this commercial. All right. So if you have, for our viewers, if you have comments or questions, feel free to type them in the chat. And if these are questions for our guests, we can forward it to them, no, for them to answer. Right. Enjoy. Please watch all of our shows here on live stream in the new channel, such as The Big Picture, inspiring stories of notable personalities, Mondays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Human Resource Management on HR Hotline, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 12 noon. The Family Business is Everyone's Business, Saturdays at 4 p.m. Life, Business, and Success Stories on the Fourth Project, Saturdays 10 p.m. in Dubai and 6 p.m. in the Philippines. Beauty Beyond What Your Eyes Can See, Usapang Beauty, Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. Time to hear positive stories from those who have recovered, the COVID stories, Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. Life Purpose and Turnaround Stories, U-Turn, Mondays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. Build Your and Own a Property, The Home Buyer is on Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Laugh, learn, Laugh and learn from puppetry arts around the world, The Puppet Stories, Mondays at 5:30 p.m. Magbenta, bumili at tumulong dahil bukas na ang TNC Marketplace, an online night bazaar, Thursdays and Fridays at 10 p.m. And Know Your Rights and the Basic Law, ULaw, all right, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m.
Two leaders in one platform, TNC The Talk, Mondays at 12 noon. Chill and booze after shift, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Strategize and win in life through Win Within, Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Kids, dream, achieve, nurture, and inspire. Watch the Danny Art Show every Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Learn together across borders. Foreign Affairs, Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Because health is wealth. Healthline, Wednesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Celebrate Women at Work, 9 a.m. on Saturdays. Always have an awesome day, Mondays at 2:30 p.m. CyberNext empowers people and companies to be secured in a digital world every Wednesdays at 12 noon. Know the emerging technologies shaping our future. TechU every Fridays at 2:30 p.m. Catch also our TNC original shows one day. A live storytelling alternates with TNC Town Hall, co-hosted by TNC founders Lloyd and Apple, a show where we talk to you, our valued audience. And there are still more upcoming TNC shows that will truly inspire you. Please follow our channel on Facebook and YouTube and let us help you see the new you. And of course, do not forget to watch every Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Philippine time and 5:30 a.m. USA. Learn more about money and more.
All right.
That's it. Ang dami
Ang
na
ang
talagang
dami ng
shows,
shows,
no?
no?
And I've heard meron pang maraming upcoming shows na i-open in the coming months.
Right, and we'd like to thank the viewers, no, for tuning in. Miss Cypress Relatado, no, for watching the show. Miss Fresila Buwan, watching from Cabanatuan City. Welcome to the show. Joy P, all right. Greeting Fritzie, no, all the way from Tbilisi in Georgia. That's Eastern Europe. Nice. Madam Cholita Esplana, all right. Thank you for tuning in. Great to have you here. We're continuing our discussion with our cancer survivors and warriors, Miss Camille Taylor and Fritzie. Right.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies. So it's
Ito
very
talaga, San. Ito
uh,
talaga yung original na Big C. Kasi di ba si COVID,
COVID na
ito,
ngayon, di ba?
oh,
But right now,
cancer. So,
right.
ito talaga yung original.
Yeah, parang naligtaan, no? Nakalimutan natin na meron palang
Mm-hmm. Agree.
meron palang ganito, no, because of all the COVID that's happening, no. Pero ongoing pa rin pala, no, itong the crisis that we have, no. So you already broke down, no. So if I was an ordinary person, no, and that means I need to prepare somewhere between 700, maybe even up to 900,000, maybe even 1 million pesos, no, in critical illness, no. I have to have fund that somewhere. But more than the more than the financial cost is the physical, mental, and emotional cost. No, I admire you both because it takes a lot of courage, to for you to undergo all of this. And I especially admire you for coming out in social media, about your diagnosis. No, hindi siya, I mean, wow. Hindi siya. Let's take a look at that. No, yung mga pictures of you that you've posted, no, that undergoing treatment. Let's take a look at that direct. Yeah, some of the things, no. Oh, this is a nice one. All right. Rumarampa ka dito. Ayan, yung diagnosis
Ayan.
mo, no. Tell us about this, no. Tell us about these pictures, Ma'am Camille. What you were going through.
That was one of my chemo cycles. I think that was the fourth.
Okay.
chemo cycle. So what I did every chemo, I I dedicate that particular cycle to one close to my heart. Like for
Okay.
example, the first one I think was for my family. The second one was for my work.
Mm-hmm.
The third one was for my fraternity. So I would wear a shirt that that would dedicate the group or the people that I want to dedicate my cycle to. This one here, this was October, so that's why I was wearing pink. And so my daughter, who was with me, also was wearing pink, no? So
Okay.
because that was October, and most times if I go out, if you notice, I take my hair cover off if
Mm-hmm.
wala lang masyadong tao because I don't want naman people to get scared. But if I were, but kung ako lang, I don't wanna put anything on my head. Being bald was really, really easy to manage. Hindi siya mainit. It's cool. So,
Tipid ka
No
sa shampoo.
wonder, no? Ang daming
yeah,
mga actors who's wearing a bald, ano, kasi
yeah,
walang,
yeah. It didn't bother me. It never bothered me at all.
wala nang blow dry, wala na,
Wala
Nakatipid ka sa
shampoo,
shampoo.
walang
wala
conditioner,
shampoo.
walang blower, wala.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great positive attitude that you had over your ano, because for some parang stigma yan, no, to have your hair
Mm.
falling out. I mean that's a side effect. Is that a side effect, no? Side effect po
Yeah,
ba yan
it's a
sa
side
gamot?
effect of
Right.
the
Uh-huh.
Yes.
medicine, no?
Mhm.
You have, if I had to shave it off, the after the first cycle, uh, the hair starts to fall off. So
Wow.
it's either you let it fall off along the way or just have it shaved off. So in my case, I had to have it shaved off,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
so I won't have to worry about anything falling off. No, so I went to the barber, but before the barber, I told the barber of my case, and then he was so kind enough to tell me, "Don't worry, ma'am, because my auntie is also a breast cancer survivor. It will grow back." And so I said, "Okay,
Wow.
let me just
Mm.
cry. Let me just cry before you shave it off. I just wanna cry." So I cried the whole time. But after seeing myself bald, murabag, it was a different me.
Kay nindot kay
I
shape pod imong ulo, ma'am.
no,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
and
very nice shape of head.
yeah, and no, the feeling of murabitaw strength, the warrior in me, like, come
Yeah.
on, cancer, I can do this. And look at me, I'm ready for the battle. So I felt a different empowerment, if you say, when I was bald. The moment I saw myself bald.
Mm.
Okay.
Ang
Yeah, I don't know
galing,
Right.
with
no?
Fritzie.
Let's take a look at the at Fritzie. Yung mga some shots of Fritzie's during her treatment, no? Yung treatment ni Ma'am Fritzie. So this is Camille.
Yeah.
Ito, this
There.
one.
Yeah,
Right.
there, that's
Yeah,
Fritzie.
those were I made sure medyo nahiya pa ako from the I asked the nurse, Miss, can you take a picture of me during my chemo? I said
Yeah,
I
kasi
wanted
mahiyain si
to.
Fritzie. Very demure.
I said I wanted to document my journey. I
Okay.
said yun and every session I would ask them to take a picture of me, and
Mm-hmm.
if you notice sa first session lang ako may buhok, then after that wala na akong buhok on the second up to the sixth.
Oh,
For
okay.
Pero
Camille
Fritz,
naman,
no?
uh,
I've known you to have a really long hair
Oh
since
yeah.
long
Right.
curly
I
hair
met you,
thing.
no? Long curly hair. So I I I'm pretty sure that it was really hard for you when you had it shaved off.
It was because after my after my first session, I had it shortened na. Medyo I
Mm,
cut it by myself slowly. But
mm,
kasi I was thinking that I would start losing my hair on the third, on the fourth session kasi that's what the nurses said.
mm,
Ma'am, you lose it probably in the
mm,
third, fourth session. But a few
mm,
days after my first session, my hair was falling off already and in
mm,
really huge amount. I said I have to take it. I have to shave it off. So I was at home. We didn't have any razor at home. I told my brother and my mother, Ma, can you cut my hair? They will not, para ayaw nila, natakot sila to cut my hair. So what I did, ako nag-cut ng hair ko talagang
Oh
to
my
the closest to the scalp, and then yeah,
Wow.
because they were not, they were crying for me. So sabi ko, ako ang nag-cut. As in shorter pa dito. And then slowly, over time, the hair started to fall off na. Yung So yeah.
Well, I noticed,
It was,
ma'am,
sabi nga ni Camille, tipid sa shampoo.
Alam mo, San, alam mo,
You would just
may
shake it
trivia ako,
off,
San.
dry na.
Si Fritzie tsaka si Camille, actually, naging close sila because halos magkasabay sila when they were diagnosed
Yes.
of the Big C. So,
Yes.
di ba,
Yes.
kaya they were talking to each other, communicating, they were sharing notes, no? So, kaya naging close sila because of that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Grabe,
we
no?
were
They were,
chemo,
that type of
they were
support
drawing,
is
buddies.
very critical.
yeah,
No?
they were drawing strength from each other. So,
Yes.
di ko
Yes,
kaya
we were
yun.
comparing notes and we didn't even see each
Yes.
other physically, no? So it
Mm.
was the beauty of technology, 'di ba? Na
Yes.
Fritz, unsa may imong how are
We
you
didn't see each
feeling
other.
right now?
Not seeing each other physically yet.
Yeah. So we would share like how we felt every after a chemo
Yeah.
session. Like, Fritz, I
Oo.
think I'm so weak after, because each chemo session will give you a
Yes.
different effect on you. No? Fritzie would say na ako lagi I felt the kapoy 3 days after pa. Me naman 2 days after. Right? The day after you're still good. And then it hits you on the third and fourth day. And it also depends on the medicine that is being used, no? Katong yung mamahalin at saka yung hindi masyadong mahal. Those two medicines have different effects on you. So aside from the effects sa pocket, it has
Yes.
also
They
different
have different
effects
effects.
I agree.
on you, di ba, Fritz? So,
Alright. So,
I was so happy that we had each
Yes.
other, yeah, to share
Yeah.
notes.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, very,
Oo,
very
hindi ko
good,
normal lang
no,
ba?
that,
And I cannot
yeah,
use
you
my
have
food
each
na come.
other. Yeah. It's very, no, encouraging and inspiring that you have each other as support, no, na kayo pa talaga na nasa situation. But when we get back after our commercial break, we will be talking about what the support that your family and friends have given you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we've listened, no, to what our guests, no, have undergone, no, through their journey, and of course their the friendship, no, that and the bond that they've created, no, between themselves. How about the others, naman, no? There's this one picture that I saw that I'd like to go back to, no. Direct, can you show that? No? Ito. Wow, Ma'am Camille, ano pong nangyayari dito? Anong kaguluhan?
Naging model. Naging
Ah,
model si Ma'am
anong
Camille.
kaguluhan to?
Yeah, in the middle of my chemo sessions, no, last year, we have a lot of activities for the Pink October, no. So,
Okay.
I was asked to model a dress. It's a fashion show, no, by
Wow, naging model si Ma'am
show
Camille.
yes, showcasing the works of Juna Scario, and it was a
Mhm,
Pink October project for the waterfront Cebu. No,
mm.
so I just had my chemo. I think 3 days before that. So medyo groggy pa, but I had to do it. And can you imagine? I've never even done a fashion show in my life.
Oh,
And
'di ba?
when you're bald and all, I had that, that experience. So I'm very thankful for the organizers, no, and for I Can Serve Cebu to who invited me to join that cause. No, it was an experience that I will never forget.
Mm.
Yeah, the
Okay.
other picture also was for Waterfronts. I think it's a tarpaulin advertisement for their Pink October. The one
Mm.
with the other pink women beside me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 'di ba?
So
Discovery.
they form part of a support group that you're a member of po. Is that correct
Um,
in the activities that you do
y-
in for Pink October? Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's an advocacy. It's a group that advocates early detection of breast cancer. So since this is Pink October, all of most of the members are out, and
Mm-hmm.
we have to encourage and spread the word that early detection could really save your life.
Mm. All right. So you're that's good for you, Miss Camille, no? That
Hmm.
um you have that support, no, from your family, primarily, and of course your friends, no. Miss Fritzie, there was a picture that I show that welcome back, Fritzie.
Yes.
There was a picture there that showed you with some of your how important with some of your friends, right? How important was that support, no, from family and friends to you? Ito,
Very,
anong
very
kaguluhan to?
important. Yeah, there. Just let me just put it. Very, very important kasi uh, especially your colleagues, you work with them, and
Mhm.
you cannot be at your full capacity during your chemo, and you need their support, you need their understanding, your family, your friends, your colleagues, even my clients. And I'm very grateful for them, and they have been also very generous, may I say,
Hmm.
son. They have
Yeah.
given me gifts, um,
Sino ba
family,
'tong mga characters
friends.
na 'to?
I think you can see Heidi from there.
Oh,
I see
okay.
Heidi dyan. You
Yeah,
know,
that's Heidi,
uh,
and that's Risa
yes, Riza,
also.
Cypress, SP, Jessie, Mom Tess,
Mamotes.
my boss. Yeah, did I mention everybody there already? So yeah, oo. Among many, son. That's just
Among
one
many.
picture actually. Yes, oo.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, among many.
All right. So, as we wrap up this show, no, what
Yes, si
advice?
Miss Camille, baka
Oh,
meron siyang gustong i-shout out na friends who were there with her and her family, no?
Well, a lot, a lot,
Mm.
a lot, especially my workmates, no? Can you imagine, like, since it's an 8 to 5 job, I have to work, then go to a chemo session, and
Mm.
then take a leave for 4 to 5 days after that, and then go back. So,
No.
um, I am very thankful for my colleagues. They were there to support me, and my family as well, my fraternity, everybody, my friends. They never failed to send me chat with me, to say words of encouragement, and I felt even more close to a lot of people who spend time in sending messages to me, so it was just carrying on with the chemo with all my friends, and especially with Fritzie as well, who was with me
Yeah.
during
We refer to each other as
during
chemo
those
buddies.
cycles. Yeah, we're
Chemo
We're
buddies. We're
buddies.
chemo buddies.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, yeah. So ito no, I think ito yung mga pink ladies. These are the pink ladies. Is that right? Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So pwede ba mag uh so as we wrap up this show, no, what do you think would be your advice, no, to our female viewers, no, in light of breast
Breast
cancer awareness
Cancer
month.
Awareness Month. Yeah.
Yeah, what advice could you give our female viewers?
Me first.
Yeah, Miss
For
Camille.
me, I think if you're not employed, or even if you are employed, you should get HMO or any medical insurance, that would cover critical illness.
Right.
Because mostly the insurance now is can you can if you don't get sick, you can actually take it back, no, and with even more than what you paid for. So it's not really the typical insurance, once you pay you won't get it back anymore. So um it it is a matter of making sure, no, that your family and yourself is covered, just in case you get diagnosed of something like this.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for that, Miss Camille. Fritzy.
Firstly, I would encourage everyone to do breast self examination. Do it about a week after your period. Um, and if you're age 40 and above, go for an annual mammogram so that you can start to screen for certain suspicious lumps. And because I'm a financial advisor, I would always advocate that put a health plan as part of your financial plan, because like what Camille said and like what was mentioned, we never know when we will get sick. I mean, cancer is
Mm.
just one of the sicknesses out there. There's COVID and there's so much more. So that's part of our plan because there's so much emotional pressure when one gets sick. Do not add a financial burden to it. So yun, we should factor in a financial in our financial plan, a health plan and an HMO plan as well.
Agree. No.
Right.
So,
Okay.
um,
So it's been a privilege for us to be with both of you, Ma'am Camille and Fritzy. Thank you for being here, tonight.
yes, again, thank
Thank
you so much
you.
for the both of you,
Thank
and I
you.
really
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
admire
you.
your courage for coming out in the show tonight. No, so I hope that and I pray that you'll be well 100%. So again, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I'll see
So
you in a while.
okay.
So yun, Sunny, no? Parang
Uh-huh.
ang heavy ng heart ng topic na yun, merely
Mhm.
because for one, you know the person, no? And
Right.
I like what Fritzy had said, that you have to examine yourself, kasi hindi natin alam kung kailan
Mm.
tayo maanuhan ng critical illness, no? And of course, you really have to prepare for it. And
Right.
also what Camille said, na um, it will not be enough if you are covered by your company, kasi meron siyang maximum benefit limit, no? So
Mm.
the good thing about getting a plan is that you will not worry much anymore about the financial burden that your family will carry just in
Mm.
case you will have that medical treatment, no?
Uh,
So ang aatupagin mo na lang ay yung pagpapagaling mo sa sarili mo. And in fact, I've known of somebody na she had sufficient critical illness fund and HMO, na the financial capacity to shoulder the medical expense was no longer a problem to her. So yung ginagawa na lang niya is to make sure that she submits herself in
Mhm.
every chemo, and na-manage well naman siya kasi hindi na siya nag-aala sa mga bayarin. So, yun
Right.
yung isa sa mga advantages.
Right. I like what Ma'am Fritzie said also, no, that
Mm.
the diagnosis of critical illness is an emotional burden. Let us not
Mhm.
add a financial burden to that, no, because
Agree.
not only affects us, no, as individuals, but also
Mm.
the people who love us as well. So we
Mm.
have to be prepared for that. And odds are is that a critical illness will strike us, buyag, right? Knock on wood. But the odds are is that a critical illness can strike us at any time, right? If your family has a history of a certain critical illness, then
The
malamang
more.
mangyayari din yun sa'yo, no? So take
Mm.
advantage of the benefits that your company is giving you. For example, if they have an annual physical checkup, okay, take an annual physical checkup. Ayaw mahadlok. Do not be afraid. All right. If they give you free mammogram screenings and all these other benefits for free, then take advantage of it. No. Uh, and of course, take personal responsibility. No, for your own for your own finances. No, health insurance, a health fund is part of money management. No, so aside from preparing for the eventuality of death or disability, preparing for a critical illness, no, is also a part of responsible financial management, right?
Mm.
So with that, we'd like to thank our viewers and our guests, no, for being here, and our viewers, no. Hopefully, we've learned something, no, we've learned something from our
For this
episode today,
episode.
right? And for us to take again, no, personal responsibility, have that conversation with your financial advisor. You will be
Mm.
surprised. You'll be surprised now. The plans right now, okay, can cover you for a significant amount for that is actually within budget. Do not be
Mm.
afraid of that conversation, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So this has been another episode of Money and More. This is Sunny Haldon,
This is Heidi Lumayno, and
and
we'll see you next week.
yeah, always remember, right? Your financial future, financial freedom is in your hands.
Thank you, guys.